Alright, gonna do a quick mail video. We didn't get them done today. Hans got all our sheet metal blasted for that, well, most of it for this motor. So tomorrow we'll get on that. And today I had to go to the warehouse and do some other stuff. So yeah, let me lock the camera down there, and I got some mail. I know this guy's been waiting for me to get this for a while. I don't know why it took so long. Mr. Knox, Bill, your sticker came today. So I already got it cut open here, and always broke garage. Stone fur ball. So he's a buddy of ours. He buys material from us. I appreciate your business, buddy, and I'll get your sticker up in my room in there as soon as I can. I got a clean piece of glass for you and find somewhere to put you. And it's a little dirty in there right now. So we'll get you stuck up tomorrow, and I'll do a little sticker video. But he sent me a sticker and a real nice letter, and I appreciate the letter. I really like the letters. You know, I'll read that and I'll put it in my letter pile, and I appreciate it. You know, takes time to write a letter. Anybody can make a video, you know, and when you sit down and put something on paper, it's pretty cool, and especially when you can't do it, you know. So it's cool for me to see people that still write letters, you know. So anywho, take you out to stand. So I just wanted to show you guys that. Put another coat of paint on our gearbox here. It's drying, and got the bell housing clean. And went by Scooters today and talked to him and looked at some of his books to get some measurements on some of this stuff. And I got to get two seals for these flanges. These are pretty hard, and they didn't come in the kit. Got the kit right here, and it just came with the paper gaskets and a couple O-rings, you know, not everything we needed. So got to stop by the Volkswagen place tomorrow and grab a couple seals and a few other items, and we can go ahead and assemble this one. And I guess from looking at the manual today, they consider this an 091 gearbox, even though it's early. It's like a split. It's not a 5-rib, it's a 3-rib, obviously, but it's if it has a screw-in diff retainers, they call it 091. So still has the 513 ring pinion though. You can see how small it is. So we're just going to go back together. They weren't concerned with the gear ratio on this one. I don't know. This is probably going to go in a sand car, not a bus anyway. So that's where we're at. Talked to Tommy Shoe today. That was good. I always like talking to Tommy, and got to talk to him. He liked the video I put up the other day, you know, and that was a pretty popular video. I had a lot of guys respond to that, you know, that normally probably don't respond to my channel, and I appreciate all the comments on there. And yeah, you know, what can I say? A lot of you guys are more awake than people give you credit for, you know. It's just it seems like a lot of us know what's happening. We just don't exactly know what to do about it, you know what I mean? So yep, and you know, you think about it more when you got kids, I'm sure, you know. You want things to be good. You want your kids to have the same opportunities that you had, obviously. And yeah, so anyway, it was good talking to Tommy, and hopefully he'll make us a video. And I saw Dave's Custom put a video up today, so that was cool. We'll check that out, get in there and look at some videos. And he must be back from vacation, so that's pretty cool. We got Dave back in the garage, and watched Rich's video today, Soda Jet. He painted a Cadillac. Excellent. I always love to watch Rich work. He's a real professional guy, man. He lays the stuff down, and uses some quality products too. The Globals, what we used to use at Toyota. We weren't using the water quite yet. We were using the, you know, the solvent base, but the Global Clear, and a lot of the same sealers and stuff he's using. It's real nice stuff. What else happened today? Went to the warehouse twice, had a couple big orders, so that was pretty good. And you guys, if you ordered stuff, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I wanted to do a spray gun sale. I made a video and didn't like the way it turned out, and I'll try to do another video for you guys. I'm going to do a 20 over cost on the you know, the name brand better quality guns, the SADAs, the Sokolas, the DeVelvas, plus our GTI. And then on the cheaper guns, I'm going to go 10 over cost, you know, like on the Vapors or the starting line or the finish line or the entry level stuff. So I'll get some prices up for you on that stuff for the paint guns. I did find some cheap guns in the catalog, and one of the differences between buying a cheap gun from a paint store or buying a gun from Walmart or Harbor Freight is that when you go to Harbor Freight, you sort of get the needle and tip combination that you get with a gun, and that's what you get. And when you order a gun out of a catalog, you can tailor the tip and the cap to whatever you're spraying. So if you want a 1.8 or a 2.0 to do primer, you can get that. And the key here is if you want replacement parts, we can get that. I have a friend, and I've encouraged him to do a video, but he won't do it. And he loves the Harbor Freight guns. He loves to hate them. And I don't know, it just works out. Every time I happen to go over to Harbor Freight, I see him there getting a new paint gun, and he bought the warranty. And they don't carry parts. They just give him a whole new gun every time he goes back. So, you know, he's happy with that, driving over there and grabbing a new gun every time he needs one, or at least paint in it or whatever. But anyway, I was going to do a video on some different guns and stuff. Some guys asked me some questions on some, you know, step up from, you know, the cheap stuff. And there are a couple secondary brands out there. Astro is one of them. They make a real nice gun. And this is their HLVP or HVLP, yeah. And it's a pretty nice piece. I don't use it, but yeah, so there's all different options, not just the name brand stuff, not just the expensive stuff, but there are some other options out there. And yeah, that's it, man. Here we go. I looked at a convertible yesterday for a guy, and I gave him a price that he didn't like, I'm sure. And he was basically wanting to restore the car and replace all the seals, and some of the paint needs to be stripped off, and it's got some rust here and there and some water issues and stuff like that. And somebody had just rebuilt his motor, and you know, I don't know if you guys ever get this situation or not, but we got a guy locally, and he builds motors, and they last for about a month or two, and then I get him here and rebuild his stuff, and usually throw all his parts away. And yeah, the question came up. Yes?
I just wanted to say something, but I didn't really want to be on camera. I'm in my pajamas. I have the t-shirt order form ready, so whoever does want to order a t-shirt, send me an email so I can send you a form. Have a good night.
There you go. So apparently the t-shirt order forms are ready if you want a shirt. But anyway, getting back to this awkward position I was put in, you know, I was told not to badmouth people, but you know, what do? Lie to somebody when they ask you, you know, hey, is this guy any good? And especially after you see his stuff fail and the kind of stuff that he does. I mean, this guy was telling me his motor was rebuilt and it was dirty. You know, it looked like it had 100,000 miles on it, and he just had it done a couple weeks ago. So this is sort of what a rebuilt motor should look like. If you're going to spend the money, you know, you should have some new hardware on it. You know, it should have some machine work in there. There should be some new pieces involved, and there should be some sort of a warranty and all that stuff, you know. And if you don't see that, you should probably be leery of where you spend your money. And I know the guy sort of watches my channel now, and you know, I pointed out a few things to him and some stuff, and obviously he was disappointed, but you know, sometimes you just got to tell people what they're getting, you know. So yeah, it was sort of awkward, and I could tell he thought it was too much money to get the car painted, but you know, you can always spend less for sure, but you're not always going to get what you want. And you got to really be careful, you know, especially when you have a car that is sort of a specialty car. You know, you just can't take that to Mako and expect them to be able to put all the seals on properly and know it fits and know where to get the stuff and all that stuff. Some of that stuff's hard to get on these Volkswagens, you know, and there's different types of quality. So, you know, if they do buy it, it's going to be from the most easy source they can find, you know, and that's not always the best quality part. So hopefully he understood what I was telling him. There's another rebuilt motor, sort of looks rebuilt, you know, has the new appearance, you know. So yeah, anytime you pick your motor up and it's still all oily and he said he just rebuilt it, you might want to not pay the bill. And I guess the other thing that really concerned me was he wanted to know how much to tune it up, because he said it needed a tune up. It didn't run quite as strong as it used to before the rebuild, and he was wondering if I could tune it up for him and make it run better. And you know, I already know what's going on. The motor's just a pile and it's starting to fail probably, and the heads are probably loose and everything that can be wrong with it, you know. So I told him just to go buy the stuff, bring it over here, and I would show him how to maintenance it himself. Teach him how to adjust the valves and tune it up and put some points and stuff in it. But I felt bad for the guy, you know. Obviously he bought this car for his daughter, and convertibles aren't cheap for sure, I can tell you that, you know. You start buying the tops and the seals and all that stuff. Just the seals for the doors on these cars. This seal, this one, the window seal, this seal here, the fender beading, and the trunk seal is $700 if you buy the right ones, you know. Now I'm sure they're gonna make cheaper ones, but yeah. So convertibles are a little different than a regular Beetle for sure. They're much more, it's a different car, you know. There's more structure in the body. They rust in weird places and all that good stuff. So anyway, I'm just babbling. Let me go ahead and shut this off and say have a good one, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll turn you on. Maybe we'll assemble this gearbox and get this thing out of here for sure tomorrow, hopefully. I don't know. I bought some new hardware for it. So it's out of nuts. This guy wanted nylocks on this one, so I had to go buy a nylock kit, and bought some bolts and some new spring washers and stuff like that, and a couple of new reverse light switches, and yeah, I think everything else is good to go on this one. New synchronizers, new pinion bearings, paper kit, 2 seals, and what else? I think that was it. This one's in pretty decent shape. Alright guys, I'm babbling, so I'm going to shut up. There's a 1915 over there. I took the head off of it today and remeasured the deck, because Scooter said there's no way my deck calculation is correct, but somehow I have 100 thousandths deck height here, and I should only have 60. I have actually 110. So in my spacer, 110 and 180, you know, we're up there around 390 thousandths deck height, which is quite a lot. So I might have to get some different spacers and recalculate that tomorrow. We're gonna do some stuff. He doesn't come back in until Thursday. He takes Wednesdays off, but we're gonna go over some combinations and see what we can come up with, you know. The only other possibility is the crank was turned and they cut some stroke out of it, and that's why it has more deck height. You know, he said he wanted to figure out and see if it came to a millimeter. And if that's the case, it could be a 68 stroke instead of a 69 now, and they just didn't grind it on the right index. So we just made the crank a little smaller, and that's why I have so much deck height. So I don't know, to be continued on this one. We'll have to do some math, and he's going to give me a hand with it. We'll get to the bottom of it and get this thing together and get it heading out west. All right guys.